the pandemic, we saw quite a bit of outmigration in blue states, but I don't think that had so much to do with the tax rates as much as it had to do with the pandemic era regulations and rules. Do you agree with that?
I do agree. But I think there's a lot of factors that are kind of baked into that. So the pandemic, not only did we see these more onerous regulations, we saw a huge contrast in the way Florida, for instance, handled the pandemic relative to California and New York. But what we also saw is a change in the way people worked. So a lot of people were able to shift to an arrangement with their employer where they no longer had to report to their office
Mhm.
every Monday morning at 9 a.m. and wrap up the work week at 5 p.m. on Friday afternoon. They had a lot more flexibility. And that flexibility meant that many people pursued those lower tax jurisdictions, and that in many cases higher standard of living that came in those states like Texas and North Carolina and Florida, as we mentioned there. So I think there are a number of factors in play, and no longer could states just simply bank on the fact that they had these enormous employers in the Bay Area or the Chicago area or the Manhattan area to keep workers within their state lines. People had the freedom to leave, and they left, and they continue to leave.
For states like Texas, Florida, the Carolinas, Tennessee, they're obviously the major winners in this. Um, what do you see economically as sort of the common thread there of attracting new residents?
Yeah, that's the optimistic side of the report because we also quantified the pace at which people are going to those states. And Florida's picking up new taxpayers every 2 minutes, roughly. Texas doing very, very well as well, almost one taxpayer every 3 minutes. So people are moving very, very quickly out of the blue states into the redder states there. And like you said earlier, Florida, no income tax. Texas, no income tax. Another state that ranks high on the list, Tennessee, no income tax. This is not a coincidence here. North Carolina and South Carolina both did well. They have income taxes, but relatively low income taxes, and generally speaking, a very business and taxpayer friendly climate. It's a place that you feel confident opening up a business, moving your family, good schools, good quality of life in those jurisdictions with low regulatory environments.